Albert Einstein was one of the most influential thinkers in the history of science. So significant were his findings in his research over a span of half a century that his surname has become synonymous with elevated intelligence. Perhaps what is most unusual about this is that it all sprang from relatively humble beginnings. In the 1890s, he was effectively an international nomad when he was still a teenager and young man, moving between his native Germany, Italy, and Switzerland as his parents tried to balance their financial and business situation with their awareness of their son's precocious abilities as a mathematician and physicist. His time at the Polytechnic School in Zurich provided some stability, but Central Europe's universities saw fit not to hire him when he completed his initial studies there, and instead he spent several years working in the Swiss Patent Office in Bern. It was here, while evaluating inventions during the day and starting a young family, that he began working on some of the most significant research in the field of physics ever undertaken. The result, in the Annus Mirabilis of 1905, were 4 groundbreaking studies which revolutionized humanity's understanding of the nature of the universe, at once revealing the existence of photons and the nuclear and atomic building blocks of existence. 1905 changed everything. In the years that followed, Einstein was promoted year on year to ever more significant academic positions, until he eventually reached the peak of European academia in Berlin, just as the First World War broke out. In the midst of that calamitous conflict, he developed the general theory of relativity. In 1921, he was awarded the Nobel Prize in physics for his work, though more accolades followed in the decades ahead. What is perhaps most notable about Einstein's career, however, from the 1920s onwards, is the public profile he developed. Visits to the United States, South America, across Europe, and the Middle East allowed him to advocate on behalf of a number of causes. The most significant was his ringing of the alarm bells about the threat posed by Nazi Germany from 1933 onwards. Indeed, he immediately renounced his German citizenship when Hitler seized power and moved to the United States. There, he continued to note the dangers posed by the possibility of the Nazis acquiring a nuclear weapon. However, it was a double-edged sword for Einstein, the pacifist, for the cost of seeing Nazi Germany defeated in the nuclear race was seeing the US drop its own atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945.